Good afternoon, fellow traders. Black Coffee Trader coming to you. It is Tuesday, the 14th of May. And yeah, we're looking at some green on the charts, looking at some red. This 28,000 that you see, I sure wish that was on funded accounts. Passed a couple evals this morning on the news, and it happened so quickly that it blew right past my profit target, and I had to manually close the position. So we ended up with like 7,000 in profit on two of the accounts and 14, almost 15,000 on the other account. So anyway, it is what it is, but that was a nice win, and I'm glad to have a couple more funded accounts tomorrow. So hopefully that'll get us up to 7 again. So that's a win. Also, the take profit eval that I've been trying to pass, this is almost becoming prophetic. Today, almost $1,000 loss. I literally, let me just show you. With this account, it is either I lose $1,000 or I make 1,300. Like we lost 1,000, we made 1,300. We lost 1,000, we made 1,300. Today we lost 1,000. So tomorrow we'll probably make 1,300, which means the account will be up to about 51,000. Crazy. But anyway, it's kind of, I find it humorous that the way that this pattern seems to have gone on this, it's just this stupid little eval. But anyway, as far as the funded accounts go today, did not go so well as far as a P&L perspective. I want to talk through some of the trades. I think I took a total of 9. Let's look at TradeZella, see what TradeZella tells us here. TradeZella for today, 39, copy traded 3. So yeah, I think we had like 9. Actually, it would have been 10 because I took maybe I don't know, 9 to 12, something like that, because a couple of the accounts were traded on minis. But nonetheless, we had a red day. I'm not really that frustrated by it, honestly. I feel pretty good about it. I understand what happened today. And I'm sticking with my plan, and I was wrong today, and I made a couple of errors. One thing I do want to look at is what was my win-loss. I've really been paying attention to this, and I think this may have hurt me today. I'll talk more about that here in a minute, but my average win today was 117. My average loss was 116. I am trying to improve the average win. In other words, I'm trying to force myself to hold my trades longer and not, cash out with 20, 30, 40 bucks on my wins. So it is what it is, but yeah, let's dive into the rest of this. So I feel like I left a little bit of money on the table today. There's a few trades that I'm not happy with. I took nothing on oil. I took a couple trades on ES off this 52.48 level. I'll just dive into those trades and show you what I did here. So I was looking for a short as we were bumping off VWAP here, and I was incorrect, took a small loss for 87.50. And once we had this pullback, I jumped in on this candle looking for a long, and we pulled back even further. So I had 2 losses back to back. Yesterday was a losing day on ES. I think I only took like 1 trade. And after I had those 2 losses, I thought, maybe I should just hang it up and not trade ES. I'm just not seeing it. And I watched this market, these wicks, and I thought, man, this thing is going to go up. This is actually not a rejection of this level. We're crossing it, testing it, and going long, squeezing higher. That's exactly what happened. So I did jump back in and had a $100 winner. I wish I could have stayed in that trade, and I probably should have. This is an ATM stop out for $100. So basically, once we're at like 130 in profit, my stop loss moves up to 100. In the nearly year of trading, for the most part, I have had my stop loss where it jumps up to like $20 or $25 in profit after the trade is at $100. And then oftentimes what happens is it comes back, stops me out, and I have a small win, going back to what we just looked at on TradeZella. So I'm trying to hold these longer, but also making sure that I actually get $100 or more with each trade. So that's what happened here. It obviously stopped me out, pulled back a little bit here, and then it continued to move. So in any case, is what it is. Moving to NQ. This morning I got caught in this big reversal This 18,350 level, which has been a pretty key level, I feel like, definitely did not hold. We blew through it and all the way back down. Just this big up down move, and I'm not happy with the second entry. The first entry I'm okay with. I was watching the price action here. I'm still taking trades based on price action, or trying to, and I felt like this was going to squeeze higher, and I was just wrong. Took a $180 loss there, and then what I'm not happy with is entering again, because I talked myself into, okay, well, it's pulling back to the level, then it's going to go. Well, I should have waited and let another couple bars close before jumping into the next trade. It is a problem of mine of jumping in too quickly again. Sometimes after a winning trade or after a losing trade. So back-to-back losses, down 400 pretty much to start the day. So I thought about just shutting it down and saying I'm done. I definitely had a seesaw day with the accounts. And then moving into about an hour later, we again came up, bumped this level, and I went short. I accidentally went short with 2 contracts because I was trading an eval that I actually ended up blowing. So I blew one today past 3. But I was trading that eval with 2 contracts, and I accidentally entered with 2 contracts. But the trade went in my favor and jumped out there with a $200 winner. So now it was down to down 200 across all 3 accounts. And here again, I jumped in too quickly. This is the next trade that I'm not happy with, is this second entry. Once again, jumping right in, looking for another short. We had this big move higher, took me out for a $70 loss. I then did re-enter after the pullback and had another winner there. So this trade, the second trade I'm not happy with, the second trade and the earlier session there. Those are the 2 trades I'm not happy with. I understand this one. I'm okay with it. I was just wrong, and losses will be here. So it is what it is. Moving over to the afternoon session. Yeah, this was in the afternoon. Again, we came back to this 350 level. I was looking for a rejection, and here's where I feel like I left a little money on the table. I can't remember for sure. Yes, I did have an opportunity here to get out with profit on this trade. I do remember that. I don't think I did with these. But I could have taken a little bit of profit here. I actually think I was nearly 100 in profit, and then we went back and had this big rip higher. So I may be an error on my part by letting these. I'm trying to let this trade run until it gets to like that 130 mark, so that my stop. I'll just show you my ATM strategy set up to where at 26 ticks, which is basically 130 bucks. The stop then moves to 105. So with commissions, I have about 102 roughly. So that's what I'm trying to hold for. And like this trade here, I left some on the table. Like I could have taken a profit here in this trade, probably about 80. What was my loss? 105. So I probably could have taken about an $80 profit there. And I just chose not to, because I want that trade to go into a bigger profit before I take profit. So anyway, I'm just kind of curious what you guys think, whether I should or shouldn't do that. If a trade is in profit by 50, 60, 70 bucks, am I smart to just close it, take it? If I would have, I wouldn't be as down as I am today. But again, I'm just trying to force myself to hold my trades longer. And then this was purely just price action trading. These were not around levels. If you've noticed, typically with the funded accounts, I am trading with the levels that I've got marked out. But here, this move higher, I just had to jump in, took a long there, had a nice little winner. And this trade, I'm not disappointed with this trade as far as taking the trade. We just kind of held this level for a little while, and it jumped in long, and I had a really tight stop, and I shouldn't have. If I would have left my stop at a normal, where I normally have it, it would have probably nearly stopped me out, or I would have been in drawdown maybe, I don't know, 150, 60 bucks. But then look at this squeeze. I could have capitalized here, and we could have had a green day had I not. And this was, again, I manually push my stop up to it, so it's really tight, because my thought was, I want to get out of the trade quickly if I'm wrong, and not have a big loss, or I want it to go in my favor. So the idea that I had as far as the trade direction was correct. The two things you could say is what's the entry was a little bit early, but I was going off of these wicks here. That was kind of what I was using as my entry point. We just pulled back a little deeper than what I had anticipated. And so the second part would be, had I not moved my stop up, we would have capitalized on a beautiful win here. So it is what it is. I'm not disappointed with that. It's just, I understand what happened. And then last trade, I took a short up here as we crossed the next level of 405, pulled back, entered a short, held it for a little bit, about 8 minutes, 7:55. And again, this one here, I had opportunity to get out here with, I think, right around 100. And I thought about closing the trade because at that point, the loss here was 155. So I was at the 500, 400, 350. So I could have taken that trade off and been like down 250. And instead, I let the trade play out, and I hit my stop eventually. And so it's so easy to break it down after the fact and say, well, woulda, shoulda, coulda, and I should have done this, I should have done that. But I don't know. I'm working on holding these trades longer, taking a larger profit, I guess, is the main thing that I'm trying to say here. So yeah, I'm just curious to hear your guys' feedback on, did I make a mistake? Did I leave too much profit on the table today? Granted, we ended up with a red day, and it is what it is. So, but yeah, tomorrow we'll have hopefully these 3 new ones, and that'll give us 7. I'm not sure. I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna keep these 3, maybe trade these 3 together in one group. Maybe I'll take this 38 account, which has 700 in drawdown left. Maybe I'll add it to the 3 new ones and trade those 4 together, and then trade the other 2 together, which only have a couple hundred in drawdown. Or maybe I'll just add this 30 account, which is, I was trading micros and had I think 2 losses on it today. Yeah, 1, 2. I had 2 losses, 2 trades and 2 losses today. No, that's not right. I thought I had a small win. Maybe not. Maybe not. Looks like I had 2 losses today. But in any case, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how tomorrow goes. Whether I go 3-3 or if I go 4-2, or I don't know. We'll see. On the comments and feedback, I do want to shout out and thank every one of you guys. We have reached and surpassed the 100 subscriber milestone. So that is a very, very small milestone, but this is also a very small channel, and a channel that I've only had running here for a couple of months. So, but thank you. I really appreciate that. Thanks for subscribing. If you're new, feel free to like and subscribe, but try to do these updates every day. And again, also a big thank you to those of you that use my codes, whether it's Take Profit, the BCT code getting you the best deal there, or Apex, the BVLS TBTS code getting you their best deal. Thank you for using my codes. I appreciate that. And again, I just appreciate you guys hanging out, following along, and the interaction and the dialogue in the comments. I try to answer most of the questions or communicate with you guys that way. So once again, thanks. Appreciate the support. I hope you guys had a great day. Trade well tomorrow. We'll try to have another update for you tomorrow afternoon. So long.